Hey, Lori, did you know that out of the 4 Disney World theme parks, Magic Kingdom has by far the most rides? At 24, that's twice the number of Epcot, which only has 11, and Hollywood Studios has 9, Animal Kingdom, a dismal 8.
That seems like so few things, but of course we're just talking rides there. So when you look across the Disney parks and you start adding in like shows and parades and meet and greets, all these things that we call like attractions, there are like hundreds of things to do at Walt Disney World. And at Magic Kingdom alone, Walt Disney World lists well over 60 attractions on its website. And that's honestly just the tip of the very big Magic Kingdom iceberg.
Just the tip, everybody. Some of our favorite to-do items at Magic Kingdom aren't the rides and attractions that you're going to see when you look at the map. I think that the most fun happens when somebody who's been there like a bajillion times tells you somewhere interesting to look. So that's the kind of stuff we're going to be talking about today.
If you showed up at this podcast and you were hoping for a ranking of the like don't miss attractions, like the big flagship ones, like seriously, just tell me what I need to ride, we didn't want to just completely disappoint you. We're going to be showing you a lot of like hidden gems and kind of lesser known to-dos today, but we did want to start with a quick rundown from our perspective of, let's say you're going to the park, you want to know what you absolutely can't miss. We're going to give you our top 5, just so you got that in your pocket.
Are we ready to put something in a pocket?
Let's put a few things in the pocket. Okay. First off.
People Mover. It's an extremely cool ride. You love it. I love it. It takes you on a tour of Tomorrowland. You see just about everything. It's the only way to see behind the scenes of Buzz Lightyear and some other behind the scenes things too, which are pretty cool.
We've done like 3 episodes now, and I think I've talked about the People Mover like in loving, glowing terms in all 3. So it's like my thing. But okay, the People Mover, it's kind of like multiple rides in one. I think that's why one's so important. The other thing I'd put on the must-do list of classic attractions is Haunted Mansion. We think, and have gone on the record, as this being actually the best attraction in all of Walt Disney World for a number of reasons. It is this like kind of multi-themed or multi-staged immersive ride, like starting at the very like queue to get in, and then you have like, anyway. I won't go into great detail. We have gone into great detail on other videos, but Haunted Mansion, total must-do.
Next would be Jungle Cruise, which is one of those rides that I kind of can't believe is still there. Don't think that they would build anything quite like that ever again. It's classic, totally unique. It's one of the only attractions left. Is it the only that uses like cast members that are live tour guides? Yeah. Kilimanjaro Safaris. Mm-hmm. I wonder if there are other examples. Are there other examples?
Main Street vehicles, if you're going to count those.
The Bull Comedy Boat Tour. And you get a different ride like all the time. Like it comes down to your skipper. How much caffeine did they have that day? Where is it in their shift?
Yeah. Try to go like right at the close of park when they're like slap happy and they know it's their last boat tour. Yeah.
Right.
Totally the best. Space Mountain. I know we're hitting all the big names, but there's a reason for that. These are like the Disney classics. So Space Mountain, they have Space Mountains at other Disney parks around the world. Why you should definitely ride it at Magic Kingdom is because it's the most terrifying version. Like it still has this like older toboggan style, like where everyone's in their own little pod, the cars. Like if you go to like Disneyland, you're like side by side in this like kind of more classic coaster configuration. You discount how terrifying the older version of the ride is, and they still have it there at Magic Kingdom. I love it.
The Tiki Room is a must-do. I mean, I think, like, sooner or later you got to check it out. It's not going to be there forever. I hope it's there forever, but, like, every year that it gets a renewed lease on life, I'm like, yay! You can enjoy it extra with a Dole Whip from Sunshine Tree Terrace, which is, like, around the corner, or Aloha Isle, which is like in the freaking thing, yeah?
It's like around a different corner. But yeah, you got options for Dole Whips.
Get the Dole Whip. You know, it's dairy-free. It's gluten-free. It's good. It's good.
Yeah. Okay. So that's our obligatory, here are the attractions you absolutely must do. Some people out there probably want to fight with us on our list. But that's not what we're here for today. We are here to talk about the top 10 things at Magic Kingdom that you might not know about.
Number 10 is go get some cotton candy and fresh caramel corn at Big Top Souvenirs, which is in Storybook Circus, part of Fantasyland. It's where Dumbo and the Barnstormer are, which you're probably not going to ride unless you've got kids, but you should. You should. Should you? But they're fun.
They're fine. It's like, it really is this like way off kind of nook in Magic Kingdom that you can easily like skip over if you're not paying attention. And that's why it's important to pay attention.
You can walk past it, no doubt.
Yeah.
Big Top Treats has an open kitchen. It's in the middle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like a show kitchen.
I like the show kitchens.
seeing
So
people
you can
make
watch
my
cast
things.
members make different treats and desserts, whatever they're going to sell for the day. The cotton candy is pretty yummy if you get it fresh, but you don't always get it fresh. Like sometimes they make it, package it, put it on the shelf. Whatever, it's fine. It's good.
Yeah, you can also get like the candy apples and the Mickey marshmallow treats and all the different Rice Krispie treats. They have a goofy slushy station. And here's the thing, I rarely get the like fancy dessert treats like when we go to the parks, but like I like to just sit there and stare at them.
They know.
Like, yeah. So the fact that like Big Top Souvenirs is one of those places where you can like watch them being made, and it's like a little show.
I'm transfixed by the process of making cotton candy. It seems like magic. It's like something from nothing.
Cotton candy, relatively speaking, is like one of those like cheaper items on the planet, but it seems like magic. It's like, yes, it just appeared here and it got spun like by a person, by hand. Moving on to number 9, go see Sonny Eclipse at Cosmic Rays Starlight Cafe. Sonny Eclipse is an audio animatronic performer, and he plays an astro organ in the restaurant, Cosmic Rays Starlight Cafe in Tomorrowland. You probably wouldn't know he's there, but he is. He's an entertainer, even though he's not living, and he's been there since 1995.
Wait a minute. He's not living? What do you mean?
Well, okay, I can't confirm that.
There's a whole story for Sonny. He plays jazz music for the guests of the Starlight Lounge. There's backing vocals provided by the Space Angels. Space Angel, Space Angel. A group of invisible alien singers. The whole loop of Sonny Eclipse takes about 25 minutes.
Yeah.
So is that about how long they figured it'd take you to eat?
Yeah, I guess so. That's about the time it takes to get down a burger and fries.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's not always going. It's not like a continuous loop, but he's going quite often. And I love that he has his whole original soundtrack. It's actually, I was like goofing around on the like Disney wiki when I was like looking into this, and he has like a whole backstory, but I don't know if it's just like, I could not find like where his backstory was backed up by Disney.
All right.
But he has, like I said, entire original hits. They were written by George Wilkins and Kevin Rafferty. His songs include My Name is Sonny Eclipse, which is his like personal theme song, Out in Space, which is a ballad about Earth's beauty. There's Hello, Space Angels, an appreciation song for his backup singers. Gravity Blues, Starlight Soup and Salad, all about the restaurant's menu. Bright Little Star, a love song. Planetary Boogie, and You Nork, You Nork.
Oh, good one.
About his hometown, yeah.
The main thing that I know about Sonny Eclipse is that our child perennially terrified of this thing.
We even had like a toy of Sonny Eclipse. He was like on a collector's item.
Yeah.
And our kid was like, no, thank you. All right, cool. Not for everyone, but I think it should be for everyone. You should definitely check out Sonny Eclipse.
Yeah, it is like, how much longer can we possibly keep going with? Eventually they're going to be like, we got to shut this thing down.
Well, right. I mean, at some point, Sonny Eclipse is going to break down. And someone's going to be like, and they're going to be like, what do we do to replace him? And someone's going to be like, why would you replace him? Are people buying the burgers and the fries? Who gives a shit?
Oh,
but
so
I
sad.
give a shit.
I know.
And Sonny Eclipse is important, so go see him. And tip number 8, go see the views from the Swiss Family Treehouse.
Oh, stairs the ride.
Exactly. So this attraction is on the map. But it's also like maybe the easiest to skip attraction at Magic Kingdom because again, it's based on a movie that your kids don't give a shit about.
Yep.
And it's a lot of stair climbing. But it is one of those things where it just gives you, if you brave the stairs, if you go to the top of these trees, there is a worthwhile payoff.
Truly one of my favorite spots is the perch up there at the top of Swiss Family Robinson. In fact, I don't know what they call it, but it's like the lookout spot. It really is beautiful. It's like the fake tree combined with some actual foliage and stuff. And
yeah, that's half the fun of Swiss Family Treehouse is just spend the entire time walking through and being like, real tree? Not real tree. Like, try to figure it out. It's actually kind of tricky.
Yeah, and even when the park is pretty crowded, the Swiss Family Treehouse doesn't get that crowded.
The Swiss Family Treehouse is great for getting like photos of the park that you couldn't otherwise get. You get this great bird's eye view. And actually, it's even more fun on really busy days being able to get up to this high perch and like shoot these great photos of the park with like all the people down below. There's always room to like step off to the side. Just make sure you do that because people will want to keep flying by you.
True that if you want kind of a unusual vantage point, pretty cool, I think. Mm-hmm. But moving along, go check out the Model of Progress City on the People Mover. Oh, look at that. The People Mover showed up on our list.
I like to sneak it in wherever I can.
It's not exactly sneaked in. It's number 7. Maybe it's cheating because we're saying that you got to get on the People Mover to go see it, but you got to get on the People Mover to go see it. This is like a pretty cool ride, Easter egg. Pretty early on, when you're riding the People Mover, you're going to see a gigantic model of what's called Progress City, which is the original vision that Walt Disney had that eventually became Epcot, the experimental prototype community of tomorrow, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So the original model of Progress City was actually much bigger. It was like 115
Oh, this
feet.
is not the original.
It's part of the original. I know. And there are people who are much madder about that than your little frowny face over there.
Okay, give it to me.
So it used to be much bigger. This model was originally at, of course, the World's Fair, where Walt Disney unveiled everything. But anyway, this model was 115 feet, and it had all these moving parts, miniature little automobiles and amusement park rides that moved, as well as electric lights that turned on and off.
Sure.
The Carousel of Progress used to be over at Disneyland. When the Carousel of Progress was over at Disneyland, this model was on the upper level above it and all its huge glory. When the Carousel of Progress came over to Disney World, they didn't bring the full model with them. They brought just a portion of the original, and the other portions just kind of went into disrepair and decay. So this is the reason this is important. I'm not saying that one of the things you should go see is a sad story. It's the only remaining representation of Progress City that guests can see today. And set aside the fact that I've just spent all this time telling you that it's not the most amazing version of it you can see, it's still really cool. Yeah. And it's hidden on the People Mover.
Number 6 is the Sword in the Stone. You see this in a few different Disney castle parks. In the Magic Kingdom version, the sword's set in a stone located between Cinderella's castle and the Prince Charming Regal Carousel attraction. It's been there since 1992.
Guests are invited to try their luck at pulling the sword from the stone. For the most part, it's a photo op. You walk up, you pull on the sword, and it doesn't come out. But once in a while, a fortunate guest will grasp the hilt and find that they are able to lift the sword from the stone. Doesn't come all the way out, but that's kind of cool. So it's enough to usually, get a few people lining up, not just for the photo op, but for the chance that they might actually be the one who pulls the sword out of the stone. What determines their success? The internet does not have a definitive answer on this. We've gone looking for it. Many people have gone looking for it. People swear that there is a cast member nearby, subtly flipping a switch that will allow it to come out. That seems reasonable to me, but maybe there's just full days where that cast member had the flu and no one pulls.
Gonorrhea.
Yeah, or gonorrhea. And no one pulls the sword out of the stone that day. I'm not sure.
That's why they have gonorrhea.
Number 5.
The Casey's Corner pianist
Say that one carefully.
is awesome. It's a person that plays the piano there, and it's amazing. Stop. Watch. It's one of those pieces of Disney live entertainment that, it's easy to wander by, but truly, if you stop and just give it 20 or 30 minutes or however long they're there, because their sets aren't that long, they're all amazing. And some of them are just what?
Yeah, they're these amazing ragtime musicians, and there's no announcing them. It doesn't feel like a showtime. Just a dude walks out and just starts playing the piano. I have never seen it not be a dude, but I hope that maybe sometimes it is a dudette. It tends to be old white dudes. I hope sometimes it's not. Either way, they're just great performers. They're some of those cast members that'll just sit and chat with the guests. They play ragtime. They got a lot of one-liners that they'll zing off in between songs and stuff. But they're just those incredible performers who are really it's the closest crowd work ever, because they're like children trying to sit on the bench with you and ask you obnoxious questions while their parents are buying them a hot dog.
I feel like there's always the one person off to the side that's I'm a bit of a piano player myself. And, the performer's probably just oh my God. Number 4 is the Hidden Pascals of the Tangled Shitter, which is a bunch of people's favorite bathroom at Magic Kingdom, but those people are out of their damn minds because it's the busiest bathroom at Magic Kingdom. It's the most highly themed bathroom at Magic Kingdom. It is super adorable with its own little unique photo opportunities and whatnot. Once you're there finished doing your business, you can start looking for Pascals. And Pascal is, of course...
He's a little adorable chameleon. Rapunzel's little sidekick.
You're telling me there's 10 of them?
There's 10 of them.
And he's a chameleon?
Yep.
Well, that's going to make things tricky, isn't it?
Yeah, he does a really good job of blending in. Because one of those things you might spot one and be oh my goodness, Pascal. But then you start looking around and you're wait, there's multiples. And so there is 10. So if you're just kind of killing some time over there by the Tangled restrooms with kids, it's a great little thing to do. I love when there are free things that can entertain kids for hours. If you got a kiddo like mine, they can become obsessed with doing these types of things, and that could eat up a big chunk of your day. So if that's not your jam, I totally get it. Don't even point out the Pascals to them. I like it because it's a more formalized version of hidden Mickey hunting, but there's not a map of them to find. With this, it's 10 Pascals. Can you find them? That brings us to another attraction that's actually quite similar to this.
A Pirate's Adventure, Treasure of the Seven Seas. Magic Kingdom goes big on these scavenger hunt style activities. If you're inside the park, you can do this.
Well, it's free because you actually get like a physical thing, and so I
It's
feel like
true.
people will automatically, because they do the scavenger hunts in Epcot, and those cost money. Those cost like $10. But this is free. You go and you get a little card to play with.
I'm gonna give that 2 big booms.
You can use your magic band or your card.
Don't forget your talisman. You're going to need that to play. You get it at the Crow's Nest in Adventureland. No one knows where that is, so just start climbing things. Each of the 5 missions takes about 20 minutes to complete. If you're stupid, 30.
As I understand it, it's not like you have to start doing the Pirate's Adventure and then commit to it and do all 5. Like, you do as many of them as you want. Over the years, like, Magic Kingdom has had, like, a lot of different free scavenger hunts. I haven't actually done a Pirate's Adventure, but in the past, we did do Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom, like, when our kiddo was, like, in the sweet spot age for this type of stuff. I love the little free scavenger hunts, and I love that Magic Kingdom continues to do them. So I love Hidden Pascals. I love Hidden Mickeys. I love things like a Pirate's Adventure. Go over to Epcot. I love a DuckTales World Adventure showcase and all the Kid Cut stops. I think that's honestly like one of the most fun ways to explore the parks and keep your kiddos entertained.
Number 2
is to find the best bathrooms in Magic Kingdom. This is more of a PSA, I feel like. This isn't like we're telling you gotta go to Magic Kingdom and you gotta go to these bathrooms. But what we're saying is when you go to Magic Kingdom, you're probably going to have to go to the bathroom, and the bathroom you go to has a large influence on the quality of your visit. That is why we are taking the number 2 spot to tell you where to do your number 2s. A Reddit comment that we read is a really good summary of her point here, and that is Magic Kingdom has the worst bathroom situation because they are mostly old small bathrooms for tons of people. There are bathrooms to the side of Gaston's that are semi-hidden and decently large. It's as much of a hidden bathroom as you're going to get in Magic Kingdom. I'm not sure I totally agree with that comment, but we have an opinion on the 2 best bathrooms.
The Columbia Harbor House, which is in Liberty Square, which is near the Haunted Mansion, actually. It's like really close to the Haunted Mansion. From it. That has a 2nd floor, and on the 2nd floor of the restaurant, there is a restroom, I guess, as a general philosophy for bathroom hunting at Walt Disney World. The harder it is to get to the bathroom, the better the experience probably is going to be. That's usually true, and in this case, it's just because it's an unknown location. So, like, avoid heavy traffic times, meal times, and whatnot if you can, but, like, it's a pretty good spot to go.
Yeah, I feel like the Tangled bathrooms end up getting, like, they're really nice, but they get really, like, mobbed because it's, like, this really pretty, like, area of the park that attracts people no matter what. Like, this one over at Columbia Harbor House, yeah, you wouldn't know it's there. Like, you'd only use it because you were eating in the restaurant and happened to go to the 2nd floor. Another one kind of like that is behind the Rocket Tower Plaza stage. You're not going to find it by the name, but it's over between the Carousel of Progress and Space Mountain, and this one's good because it's kind of hidden. It's over off in this corner of Tomorrowland. There aren't all these signs shouting that it's there. That's it. We thought that you should have the straight poop on where to poop.
Okay.
And now you do. And if you don't like it, you can piss off. Yeah. And another important PSA. Clover.
To all my trans and NB and non-conforming gender people, there are a handful of companion restrooms throughout the Magic Kingdom, which is what substitutes for non-gendered restrooms. In the lower level of Cinderella's royal table at the castle, in Pirates of the Caribbean, I mean, like, not in the ride, like, you could go on the ride and that would technically be a non-gendered restroom, but there is a bathroom location at Pirates of the Caribbean. The Adventureland restrooms near Splash Mountain, it's right by the photo location to the right of Space Mountain, just like we were talking about the Rocket Tower stage. At Pinocchio Village House, the Fantasyland Railroad Station, the Enchanted Forest behind Gaston's Tavern. Shout out to the Reddit person. City Hall, the Tangled Toilets, and the Transportation and Ticket Center East Gate.
You ready for our number one?
Yeah!
Our number one thing to do at Magic Kingdom is to get spit on by a camel. This is over by Aladdin's Magic Carpets in Adventureland. There are these giant camels as a part of the ride. They look like decoration. They are decoration. They're very cool. But there's one that spits on people. And kids frickin' love it. But again, it's one of those things that's like easy to miss if you're not looking for it. Like you might notice that there's like a kid like scrambling around having like an inordinate amount of fun, like for just running around on the pavement, and you see a little wet spot on the pavement, and it's because he's found the spot that the camel spits. There's a big debate, kind of like the Sword in the Stone. Is someone controlling it? Is there a cast member like actually? Because it doesn't seem to spit at a regular interval. Is there a cast member actually firing it at you? I don't know. A spitting camel, like that's really going to be the number one thing that we recommend you do in Magic Kingdom. Yes and no. If you have to choose between riding the Haunted Mansion and getting spit on by a camel, like, yeah, I'm probably going to tell you to ride the Haunted Mansion. But the whole point of including the spitting camel right here, it's how you should approach walking through these parks. There is so much to do, but if you don't slow down and take it all in, you could miss something really fun. The spitting camel is just one example of what I hope that this list has brought to bear.
Thanks for watching, y'all. If you enjoyed this, like, at all, check out, we have this other video, 23 secrets about the Magic Kingdom, and there's also a shit ton of puns in there, so if you're into that, you might be into the video, and see you in the next one. Jesus Christ.
Perfect. I was going for that.
That's the scariest shit that's happened to me in a while.
I'm sorry. I didn't actually mean to scare you. I thought it'd be funny. And I was like, I'm going to make this as loud as I can, and I'm going to do it right in the mic. I didn't know I was going to make you shit your pants.